Hey, gods and goddesses. I always say, please do not be out here calling yourself a Sagittarius Sun if you haven't checked the rest of your birth chart. The sun is who we are when we're lit up from the inside out. So if you're going to rep yourself as a Sagittarius Sun, at least know what it really means. The sun is the sovereign light within. This is the internal self that goes beyond personality. Though it does describe different characteristic codes that we hold within us and also traits that we hold within us as well. And, it represents this core essence of who we are becoming in this lifetime. This is the radiant intelligence that shapes and guides and contributes to your evolution. And the sun can be seen as ego, it can be seen as confidence, it can be seen as your will, your career, in describing the sun in astrology, but it is where you're asked to fully express, fully awaken your divine mentality and to fully stand in your creative power. It is the heartbeat of your purpose and illuminates the path of your life, bringing it to alignment with this greater design. It is the divine center of your being, the radiant source of your life energy and where it actually flows from. It represents a part of you that becomes conscious or that is becoming conscious, and not just about who you are, but who you are meant to become. The sun is your sacred mission encoded in light, and it shines in your chart like the heart of a star, guiding you to live with intention, purpose, presence, noble awareness, self-realization, integrity. And this is an inner flame that never actually dims, even when we are overwhelmed by emotion, confusion, fear. There's still a spark within us, and it speaks to our noble path. It speaks to our self, the self center. It speaks to self realization, self understanding. And this is the journey that really helps us learn to wield our personal will and the act of serving our soul. And the sun, it carries this intelligence about vitality, where you must lead, where you must awaken, where you must create, where you must contribute to this unique frequency of this world. And to follow the path of the sun is to honor your divine timing of your becoming. It is the lifelong journey of your higher nature unfolding, your creative essence, your sacred presence. And the sun reveals a different facet in different parts of our life. There's a different lesson on how we embody the truth, how we act with integrity, how we act with confidence, and walking in your path of fire. This is your spirit. This is the light that is within your eyes. If your sun is in Sagittarius, what it means is to embody this boundless, adventurous spirit within the Zodiac. This is a soul that's driven by curiosity, freedom. There's a deep quest for truth, for travel. You have came here to explore the world, both physically, philosophically, and seeking the meaning in every horizon, and even joy in every journey. You are here as the eternal traveler and the cosmic philosopher. This is fueled by optimism, the love of life or the love for life. The relationship to your masculine figure or father figure could have shaped your understanding of freedom, of authority. You could have seen your father as a guiding mentor or an inspiring figure who encouraged exploration, and you might have felt restricted by these expectations or his expectations or male figures expectations, and this kind of fuels your desire to break free and to discover your own path. In relationships, actually in family relationships and authority, you can really value this independence, or you can dislike trying confinement or people trying to confine you or describe you, and you often challenge traditions, rules that feel limiting. Even when it comes to you're paving out your own way, your own beliefs, your own lifestyle, your own way of life by learning through your life experience or the philosophy of life. That changes many times in a Sun and Sagittarius lives. They bring this enthusiasm and this broad-minded perspective to their family. to the family dynamics, and that can also bring struggle when it comes to being committed to, being in this family home only, living in one place their whole life, of their whole life. And when a Sagittarius sun is in love, they're passionate, they're fun, they're loving, they're honest, and they crave relationships that offer this growth, that offer adventure, or even intellectual, stimulation. They want to travel, they want to go places, whether it's just in the mind, but they would rather physically and emotionally go places. And they can live life with this hesitation when it comes to settling down, and they really want to find a partner that just shares their vast for life, and their loyalty, and their warmth when it comes to being boundless. Their greatest strength, Sagittarius Suns, is optimism, honesty, open mindedness, and humor. Sagittarius Suns are often very, very funny. Even if they don't think that they're funny, other people do think that they're funny. They have this challenge, when it comes to being impatient, when it comes to being not having tactic, they have a tendency to avoid this emotional depth, because ultimately they want to be free. They want to experience. And this, in friendships and work and things of that nature, they are this inspiring motivator. They're the life of the party. They're the ones that thrive in environments that allow exploration, that allow freedom, that allow you to, bring new ideas to the forefront, or even new perspectives to the forefront. Emotionally, they need freedom, they need expansion. Typically with the Sagittarius sun, the most thing that they need is the ability to have freedom. They need to expand. They can't be trapped. They have to be expanding throughout life, and they can't be limited. When they balance the love for adventure with rootedness, and when they balance the love for adventure with, going through life's experience, ultimately continuously changing their perspective, they can embody, or they can become this wise and joyful truth teller. They have came here with wings, on their spirit, to fly, to explore. And Sagittarius suns are encoded with this energy of truth, of this spiritual adventure. And they have incarnated to seek wisdom, across cultures, across different realms and belief systems and lifetimes. They have a soul mission to stretch the edges of possibility and remind us that life is meant to be lived, not just studied. And they are the internal student, and also the spontaneous sage and teacher. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.